Eustace Conway is not your typical television personality. Long before reality TV brought him fame, he had already chosen a life few could imagine, completely off the grid, immersed in nature, and dedicated to living as early American pioneers once did. Born in 1961 in South Carolina to an educated, upper-middle-class family, Eustace's upbringing seemed conventional on the surface. Yet the seeds of self-reliance and outdoor skill were planted early. These values, combined with an adventurous spirit, would later push him to reject modern conveniences entirely, building a life devoted to survival skills, education, and preservation of traditional knowledge. Early life and family background. Eustace grew up in a family that valued learning and self-sufficiency. His father, a chemical engineer, and his mother encouraged outdoor activities, teaching him to hunt, fish, and explore the natural world. Though his siblings pursued conventional careers and modern comforts, Eustace gravitated toward independence and primitive living. From a young age, he demonstrated an unusual commitment to mastering survival skills, far beyond typical childhood adventures. While his parents worried about his unconventional choices, they also instilled respect for nature and self-discipline. These early experiences prepared him for a life that would eventually take him deep into the Appalachian Mountains, living entirely on his own terms. Walking away from modern life. At just 17, Eustace made a life-altering decision. He walked away from society and embraced a fully primitive lifestyle. This was not a temporary experiment, but a permanent choice. He built his own shelter using only hand tools and natural materials, hunted for his food, and grew his own crops. He devoted himself to learning skills that modern society had nearly forgotten. This extreme commitment distinguished him from casual survivalists or weekend campers. Over the decades, Eustace became a living example of a life entirely in tune with nature, inspiring others with his discipline, resilience, and mastery of survival skills that few today even attempt to learn. Turtle Island. Preserve a lifelong mission. In 1987, Eustace purchased 1,000 acres of pristine mountain land in North Carolina, naming it Turtle Island Preserve. This property became the heart of his mission, to preserve traditional skills, educate others, and demonstrate sustainable living. He developed programs teaching blacksmithing, hide tanning, animal tracking, and primitive shelter building. Schools brought students to experience history firsthand, and adults sought a deeper connection to nature. Turtle Island was not just a homestead, it was a living classroom. Eustace's passion for education turned his isolated mountain land into a center for preserving knowledge, ensuring that skills lost to modern convenience could survive for future generations. Adventures across America. Eustace's commitment to living authentically extended beyond Turtle Island. He undertook long horseback journeys across the United States, covering thousands of miles without modern transportation. Riding from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, he relied on survival skills, the kindness of strangers, and a deep connection to the land. These adventures were not performed for fame or social media. They were genuine tests of endurance, resilience, and knowledge. Along the way, Eustace solidified his reputation as a true outdoorsman, impressing those who met him with his expertise and dedication. His life became a living testament to the ways people once survived and thrived in the wild. Rise to fame on Mountain Men. In 2012, Eustace's life caught the attention of television producers, and he became a central figure on Mountain Men. Millions of viewers were introduced to his skills, lifestyle, and philosophy. The show highlighted him teaching students, forging tools, building shelters, and living off the land in ways reminiscent of 18th century pioneers. Audiences admired his independence, courage, and dedication to authenticity. He became a symbol of freedom and connection to American history. While Eustace never sought fame, the exposure amplified his mission, bringing attention and support to Turtle Island Preserve and inspiring a new generation to appreciate and practice primitive skills. The challenges behind the scenes. Despite the positive portrayal, Eustace faced serious challenges off-camera. Legal battles, building code disputes, and financial pressures tested his resolve. Turtle Island's operations required funding for maintenance, staff, and educational programs, and managing finances was never part of Eustace's original plan. Government oversight, neighbors' complaints, and regulatory scrutiny created constant stress. For a man who sought simplicity and independence, navigating bureaucracy and modern legal systems was draining. Yet Eustace persevered, balancing adherence to his beliefs with compliance to regulations. The tension between his ideals and reality became one of his greatest struggles, threatening both his lifestyle and his lifelong project. Personal loss and reflection. Life at Turtle Island also brought personal heartbreak. In 2017, Eustace lost his closest friend and fellow mountain man, Preston Roberts, to cancer. Preston had shared his passion for primitive living and stood by him in countless adventures. His death left a void in Eustace's life and marked a turning point. Alongside legal and financial challenges, the loss of a trusted companion forced Eustace to reflect on his own mortality, priorities, and the legacy he wanted to leave behind. This period reshaped his focus, making him more contemplative and determined to ensure that Turtle Island would survive beyond any individual's lifespan. Continuing the mission, despite setbacks, Turtle Island Preserve continues to thrive. New apprentices and staff now carry forward Eustace's teachings, ensuring that traditional skills are preserved and passed on. Students learn blacksmithing, hide tanning, primitive building, and survival techniques in a hands-on environment. Schools still visit to experience living history, connecting young people with the natural world in ways modern classrooms cannot replicate. Eustace's commitment remains unwavering. While his personal presence may be less prominent on television, the preserve continues to fulfill its educational mission, demonstrating the enduring relevance of ancient skills in a world dominated by technology and convenience. Balancing ideals and reality. Maintaining Turtle Island is a delicate balancing act. Eustace must navigate legal regulations, financial responsibilities, and the challenges of preserving a remote property. Money continues to be a source of stress, with fees, donations, and occasional media work providing necessary income. Younger workers and apprentices help manage daily operations, representing hope for continuity. Eustace has adapted his vision to coexist with modern rules without compromising core principles. His resilience illustrates that even the most committed ideals must interact with practical realities. Turtle Island survival is a testament to Eustace's ability to adapt without abandoning the values that define his life's work: legacy and impact. Eustace Conway's influence extends far beyond Turtle Island Preserve. His dedication to primitive skills, environmental awareness, and self-reliance has inspired countless people to reconnect with nature, explore historical ways of life, and question the comforts of modern society. Though he never married or had children, his apprentices and students have become an extension of his legacy. Turtle Island serves as a living reminder of the importance of preserving knowledge, demonstrating that one person's dedication can impact generations. Eustace's life proves that passion, discipline, and commitment can create a lasting influence, even in the face of hardship, loss, and societal pressures. Conclusion: a life of commitment and courage. Eustace Conway's journey is extraordinary, a man who rejected modern comforts to preserve ancient skills, inspire others, and live fully according to his beliefs. From a comfortable upbringing to decades in the Appalachian Mountains, he has faced legal battles, financial challenges, aging, and personal loss. Yet through it all, he has remained committed to his vision. Turtle Island Preserve stands as a testament to his resilience and passion. Eustace's story reminds us that true dedication requires sacrifice, courage, and adaptability, and that the pursuit of knowledge, tradition, and connection to the natural world is a legacy worth preserving.